There were a lot of people that smoked in my family growing up. The one that was most impacting to me, my mother.
My mom and my dad smoked. My Aunt Carol smoked. My uncle smoked. My grandmother Jessie did not smoke, and she is still alive today. She will be 100 January the 18th.
My grandmother, one of my most favorite people in the world.
My dad smoked for about 45 years.
My father did.
Yes, because my brothers and I couldn't breathe. I grew up in the 60s and 70s, and we would go on vacations, and we had the station wagon with the wood on the side, your windows rolled up. The air conditioning was on, but back then they didn't have vents that go to the back seat, and I can remember being in the middle because both my brothers fought, so I had to be in the middle. And I couldn't breathe, and I remember telling my dad, you know, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. Ah, you kids.
I never really tried to stop them. I know that we had conversations every once in a while about, well, what are you really getting out of this? And you smell bad. But you can't tell your mom, hey mom, you smell bad, because that's just not good for you as a teenager.
Yes, ever since I was little I would tell her I hated the smoke and that it bothered me, and so she just stopped smoking around me.
We did. My mom never let him smoke in the house. She was really like a health food nut when I was little, so long ago, before other people were really into healthy eating and taking care of themselves. She was doing that already, so she never let him smoke in the house, never let him smoke in the car. So we were never really exposed to secondhand smoke, but he'd go outside and smoke.
Yes. When I was a little girl, I used to take his cigarettes and hide them all the time.
Yeah, I felt personally I was scared, and I was sad, and I was worried, because there's a bunch of feelings that come upon you when you hear that someone is sick, and specifically with cancer. The range of emotions that go through you really kind of can't encapsulate into one word, but if I had to, it would be scared, and everybody else was as well, and worried.
Yeah, we were really scared. I hate to say I told you so, but we told them so. Do you know what I mean? And we still had sympathy. We didn't beat them over the head with it, but if you're going to do drugs, and that's a drug, then you can't expect not to be harmed by it.
My mother was diagnosed with lung cancer, and she had surgery 5 years ago to remove half of her lung because of the cancer that had formed. But the cancer that my mom ended up with was lung cancer from secondhand smoke, because my mom quit smoking about 30 years ago.
My dad, in fact, he went to the doctor just for a physical, and they found a spot on his lung, and turned out to be lung cancer, and he had to have one full lung removed. So he just has one lung.
What happened is she had a stroke, and the left side of your body after a stroke doesn't work very well, and she had trouble talking, and the doctor told her if she continued to smoke that she'd probably drag the left side of her body around for the rest of her life.
As COPD, which is it's emphysema basically. It's a chronic lung disease. There's nothing you can do to make it get better. He just can't breathe. It's like having a really bad asthma attack all the time.
It affected me just by the fact that I knew that she shouldn't be smoking. I knew that it wasn't good for you.
Well, I couldn't breathe. I remember coming home in the summertime, just walking in the house, and you could see the smoke in the room. I can remember just a haze of smoke.
It affected me because her smoking made me worry about her. It also contributed to my grandpa. He died from asbestos cancer, which was aggravated by the smoking that my grandmother did around him, and he ended up passing away from that.
I just always thought it was really gross. I just never, I had friends that smoked when they were in high school and college, and I just never would, because I thought it was disgusting. So I think I was always really anti-smoking because he was a smoker.
Good morning, I'm Mrs. Aldrich.
I'm Diane Baylog. I teach theater.
Hello, my name's Paul Harper.
I'm Laura Mason.
I'm Miss Carrington.
Camera?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, smoking's bad for you. Turns your fingers brown, makes your teeth look ugly, gives you bad breath, makes you stink and smell like a dirty old ashtray.